Coming up in this episode, Luke Gale's quick return to Super League. And I bring back 6 again for its second week. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel L Dominance. Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe, and also click that notification bell if you're enjoying what you're seeing and if you want to continue seeing more. Well, we have got some good stories after our little break again. Bank holiday weekend, we kind of lost time, shall we say that. But we're going to begin again with more rugby league stories. First of all, we're going to talk about Wakefield, as they have announced a new signing going into the rest of the season from League Round 11 onwards. And that is the signing of Keighley Cougars halfback Luke Gale, who only signed for Keighley at the beginning of the season. The 34-year-old halfback and 340 game player with over 2,330 points to his name joins Wakefield Trinity on an 18-month contract and is going to hopefully become a pivotal part of Mark Applegarth's plans to help Wakefield beat the drop. Speaking yesterday on the move, Applegarth said, "We brought him in to direct the team around the field and bring some leadership alongside Mason Lino. He is a player who has been at the top and knows what it takes to play at this level and get results consistently. We believe Luke will play a vital role at the club over the next 18 months as we rebuild the playing group, leading some of the younger players around the field. I'm looking forward to working with him and thank Keighley for their cooperation." While playing for Keighley Cougars, the former Man of Steel Luke Gale had made the move to the ambitious Championship part-timers ahead of the 2023 season, making 9 appearances and scoring 3 tries, plus kicking 7 goals. The 34-year-old has agreed a deal until the end of the 2024 season with Trinity, who sit at the bottom of the Super League table with no wins from their first 10 games. On the move, Gale said, "I'm really looking forward to the challenge that lies ahead and getting started with the lads." He could make his first team's debut on Friday when the teams travel to second place Warrington Wolves. There's plenty of talented players in the group, and I'm hoping my leadership and voice can guide the players around the park so that the likes of Mason Lino can make plays off the back of that. Our sole focus is to getting back on the field and putting our best foot forward, which starts this Friday at Warrington. I would like to thank Keighley Cougars and wish them all the best with the remainder of the season. I enjoyed my time at Keighley and would like to pass on my thanks to Ryan and Chloe, the board of directors, the players and coaching staff, as well as fans. So while Wakefield coach Mark Applegarth was over the moon to get the transfer over the line with a transfer fee included, which is the benefit for Keighley Cougars, Keighley's owner Ryan O'Neill was disappointed to say the least about the move. With the Cougars the main voice against the latest IMG proposals that were passed with almost a 90% majority last month, O'Neill pointed the finger at the grading as the reason for Gale's departure. "We wish Luke well in his move to Wakefield. We understand that under the current unknown status surrounding club's IMG gradings, Luke wanted to be guaranteed an opportunity to get back into Super League. We thank him for his time at Keighley, a truly decent and nice guy who we are sorry to see leave." It's a truly interesting move. It's going to be even more interesting when Mason Lino and Luke Gale both get on the pitch, as they're both really number 7s. Mason, yes, has the running game, and Luke Gale has the kicking game. All that I want to see is how it gets on. I'm not sure it'll be enough for Wakefield to stay up, but Luke Gale gets his wish. He's back in Super League. I now bring you the Six Again story feature, which I brought along last week. It's a little bit longer than 6 minutes this time around, as there's a lot to go through, but I promise you, there are 6 stories that you need to know about. So where do we begin? Quite easy. We continue with Carl Flanagan's future discussions continuing. It's that time of the year where it's silly season when clubs are trying to improve their squads either for the immediate or next season. One of those players set to make a move sooner or later is said to be Canterbury Bulldogs playmaker Carl Flanagan, with a transfer to the Manly Sea Eagles, where his father Shane is currently the head coach of the club. Yet Flanagan could well be moved to the Super League, according to one of the Australian journalists, with the Bulldogs general manager Phil Gould shopping the half-back around to UK sides. They're probably in denial at the moment, but the fact is that talk took place for Carl to move across there, said Daily Telegraph reporter Buzz Rothfield on Big Sports Breakfast. He said Phil Gould has been openly looking for opportunities for Carl in the English Super League since the beginning of the year. Carl was a Trent Barrett signing, and he struggled to make any impression at Canterbury. Carl won't be back in the team anytime soon. He is really unhappy about getting dropped, but I think Cameron Cirildo gave him the first 8 or 9 rounds. He just wants to go another direction there, and it's probably a move that sorts out all parties. He's probably not going to play a lot of first grade at Manly, but they do need a halfback when Jerry Evans is away. Despite being shopped to the England side, the League Express understands that Shane Flanagan vetoed Carl's move to the Northern Hemisphere, and now the two will link up at the Northern Hemisphere at Belmore once more. Shane had previously explained his desire to see his son succeed in the NRL was one of the main reasons why he hadn't taken any interest in any UK job coaching in the UK. But plan reaches a huge milestone. Salford Red Devils announced that they were bringing a combined project called Reds Rides Together to the rugby league club so that the community can buy shares of fan experiences or etc. in what's called a Community Benefit Society, which entitles them to vote and eligibility to stand for election on the Community Benefit Society Board, along with a whole host of other benefits. It has been such a positive outcome that Salford Red Devils have hit a massive target, and that target is not to be sniffed at, as the club has raised £100,000 for the club. And they say that the number has surpassed £100,000, with Paul King, the managing director of Salford Red Devils, saying it's a positive sign to be starting week 2 of a campaign with £100,000 already raised. We are seeing support from all over. We have seen investment from our supporters, those that are not engaged with us in a while, members of our immediate community in and around Salford, as well as the wider world. He continues with the news because it's so positive. What is so important here is to regain the momentum that we saw earlier in week 1, and we push on towards the initial target sooner than later. The amount of positive work we can do within the club and community can do if we reach towards our upper targets is exciting, to say the least. To those who have already been involved, thank you for the supporting our club and making history. To those who haven't yet, we hope you join us. Let's write another chapter here together. It is a good start for Salford Red Devils. Where could they reach? Who knows? England coach Sean Wayne impressed by young England squad pair. England boss Sean Wayne admitted he found it difficult telling Mikey Lewis and Josh Thulis they weren't in the side to face France, but isn't ruling out any future opportunities for the pair. Hull KR full halfback Lewis and Warrington winger Josh Thulis spent last week in the England camp ahead of their mid-season international against France, after being called up by Wayne's 19-man squad for the first time. Lewis and Foulis have both played for the England Knights previously and were the players not to make it into the matchday 17, but Wayne praised the duo for their outstanding attitude and reaction to being left out. Wayne went on to say, having that conversation with him, Mikey and Josh wasn't easy. Wayne was speaking after their 64-0 thrashing of France. Normally I find them quite easy, but that wasn't. The way they trained and applied themselves, they've been impeccable and a credit to their clubs. Being so disappointed, the way they got behind the players has impressed people more. So they really put their hands up for those two players. The England boss said Lewis and Foulis will get their opportunities in the future if they continue with the rich vein of form at the club. If they keep going the way they're going and Mikey fix what he needs to fix, then he'll have a real good chance. Wigan Warriors Matt Peet wants to keep Loney at the club. Wigan Warriors head coach Matt Peet has admitted he wants to keep Warrington Wolves loanee Toby King at the DW Stadium beyond the 2023 Super League season. King has seemingly settled in at the Warriors after signing for a season with Matt Peet's side and played a part in the Wigan's tremendous rise to the top of the Super League table. Peet has gone on to hail the centre's impact as he was called up to the England squad for the win over France in the weekend. He's made a good start and he's a very popular member of the group, Peet said. He went on to say he seems to enjoy the environment and he's really happy here. It's great if he's here beyond this season. We like and respect him and what he brings to the group. He's fitting well as a Wigan player. We are 10 games in and he's fit as a fiddle. He competes and I'm really proud of him at playing for England at the weekend. Pete will have both Ian Thornley and Ryan Hampshire in the squad coming this weekend, so King will have competition to go up against. Back in 2019, the Toronto Wolfpack became one of the wayside teams from the Betfred Super League to replaced by Leeds Leopards the next season. Then Toronto were cited to be part of the NARL competition that was to start after that in 2022. But now they've taken the decision to go it on their own. To our Wolfpack family, on behalf of the Toronto Wolfpack RLFC organisation, we would like to take the opportunity to officially announce the Toronto Wolfpack will be back in 2023 season. Despite our faith in the proposed NARL competition and the best efforts to make that a reality, we have decided to control our own destiny and grow our own competition. As a result, the team will be hosting the 2023 Toronto Wolfpack Canada Cup. We will be playing a minimum of 10 games this season at the Den Lamport Stadium. The 2023 Canada Cup will have the Wolfpack hosting rugby league teams from the United States and from Canada. In addition, the team is hard at work negotiating one additional international match for 2023. More details to come. And with that, there is more positivity, as rugby league is coming back to Canada. Could this mean a great opportunity to grow the game in the North American continent? Well, we'll have to see. And this is a possible derby. Toronto Wolfpack versus the Toronto Saints. And we finally come to Vinnie Anderson, retires at 44 years old. Former New Zealand international Vinnie Anderson has brought down the career of his stellar playing career at the age of 44. The Kiwi icon played his final game in rugby league for a French Elite 2 championship side, Villegailhenc-AragonXIII, where he enjoyed a playing coaching return and was given a fitting send-off by his The was performed after the game, and Catalan wrote fantastic send-off yesterday for Vinnie Anderson, who played his last game of rugby league. The players surely gave it their heart and gave their player and coach the send-off that he deserves. Hopefully Vinny will be continuing in the rugby league community as the coach of the club. But this is only part of the goodbye. And with that, that's the end of the episode. Thank you so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen, but please remember to like, subscribe and share this video worldwide, as well as clicking on that nice notification bell for any updates on new videos that may be coming your way. Tell me what your thoughts are on the stories that I've covered in today's episode. There's quite a few to go through, but it's so that you guys always keep up and be up to date with everything. I want to thank everyone for their support and their continuing support as you watch these episodes. Anyway, I will end the episode as I always do, but remember, please remember to share this video worldwide, and I will now wish you all the best, so please stay safe, and I'll see you in the next episode.